Welcome friends, I'm Victoria from Dinner at the McGill's blog, and today we're going to talk about meal planning. So I started meal planning about 20 years ago when I left home to go to university, and I wanted to make sure that my meal plan card lasted until the end of the year. And that has eventually grown into me being able to now meal plan for a month at a time, shop only a couple times a month, and make sure that we're reducing our food waste and still getting a great variety of meals throughout the month. So today what I wanted to do was sit down and talk about my 5 tips that get me organized and really help me stay consistent and take a lot of that overwhelming feeling away from the whole meal planning process. So my first tip is to get organized. So whether that's a big calendar or a notebook or a journal, just something that will keep you organized. And what I found to be the most important piece about this is that you don't only keep your meals there, but you keep your family's big scheduled events there. So we're gonna be working on December today, and so we're talking Christmas, we have Michael's birthday, there's some town Christmas events that we're really excited about. And I wanna make sure that I can meal plan around those times and know when I have time to make a big meal that could maybe be turned into some rollover meals, and when I need to be doing leftovers or sandwiches for supper. For us, we like to keep our meal plan on a large family calendar. So we use this to break down all of our activities, all the days off, so we have an idea of what's going on. It's nice and big, so it doesn't get lost in a drawer. And we keep it up in the cupboard where we keep our coffee mugs, so then we see it every day. So my second tip is having regularly scheduled meals. So when I first began meal planning, one of the things that was really intimidating was looking at a whole week or a whole month and saying, how am I gonna fill all of this up? Where am I going? What am I gonna put in here? I don't know what to do. And sometimes it's hard to think of just one supper to put on the table in the evening. How am I ever gonna think of 7? So to kind of combat that, what I've done is I have regularly scheduled meals. So for us, what we do is on Saturdays, it's pizza night. Whether it's takeout pizza, whether it is homemade pizza, it is pizza night on Saturdays, every Saturday. So by having that rule, I'm already down to only having to plan 6 meals a week. By starting out with days that work for your family, like Pizza Saturday, Taco Tuesday, Meatless Mondays, you really have already started to chip away at the number of meals that you need to think up every single week or every single month, and can really help make the process so much less intimidating. And I will always recommend that at least one day a week be a leftover day. Now, I will caution you that you should have a backup plan of a pantry meal just in case you don't have any leftovers, because sometimes that happens. And then you're not caught trying to figure out what to do. So my third tip is to keep a meal list. So this list is of the meals that have gone really well for your family, that the kids have really enjoyed, that maybe you didn't end up with any leftovers with, because when that happens, you know it's a winner. And so I keep those all in a notebook. And if I've had a really good run of a couple of months or a really good year where we've had some meal plans, I even keep my old meal plans. So then I can go back and look, because there are some years and some months where it's just really, the season's tough and it's hard to find things to put in your meal plan. But if you have the old meal plans that you can go back and look at, then you can always say, oh, this week was a great week. I put a little star next to it. So I'm going to repeat that week again. So tip number 4 is ask for suggestions. So what I find is that I will get through the majority of the month. It'll be almost completely planned. And then there's a couple of those days that I'm not really sure what to do with. So that's when I go to the family and I say, I want some ideas. The kids can throw in some ideas, Michael throws in some ideas, and we can tend to fill in those spots with, a lot of the time they're pretty fun meals when the kids are picking them. But we know that the majority of the meals that we're going to be getting over the course of the month are healthy and balanced. So I don't really mind throwing in a spaghetti and meatballs or quesadilla night when I know that we've eaten really well and healthy all the other days of the week. And lastly, my fifth tip is to keep a very well-stocked pantry with staple items. So I'm talking flour, sugar, salt, spices, herbs, as well as things like condensed soups, pastas, and sauces. That's because sometimes, even if you're just planning for a week at a time, something comes up. You might not have time to make that roast beef, or you might end up having taken out that chicken for dinner and it didn't thaw in time. And you have to come up with something quickly to kind of replace that. And where meal plans feel like they fail is when we can't replace it. And I have one more tip, and we'll call it a bonus tip, is that all those meals that you've purchased the food for, but you didn't get to because of life's chaos, move them on to the next meal plan so that they get used. And that just makes the planning for the next time that much easier. One less square to fill. And those are my tips for meal planning. I hope you found them useful. I'd love to do more videos about meal planning, and if you're interested in that, drop your questions below because I'd love to answer as many as I can. If you like videos like this, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and follow us on our journey back to the homestead.